For Cleetus McFarland, Nashville was supposed to be another step forward. Instead, it became his toughest challenge yet. Because what started as a huge opportunity at Nashville quickly turned into a night filled with spins, penalties, costly mistakes, and one frustrating moment after another. And after everything that happened, many fans are now asking one big question. Is Cleetus actually ready for this level of NASCAR competition? We're going to break down exactly what went wrong, what NASCAR fans are saying, and why this race could become one of the biggest learning moments of his entire career. So make sure you stay all the way until the end of this video, because the final moments after the race may have revealed the most important part of Cleetus McFarland's NASCAR future. For Cleetus, Nashville was supposed to be a chance to prove that his progress was real. After showing impressive speed in ARCA competition and nearly stealing a huge result at Talladega earlier this season, there was genuine excitement surrounding his return to Richard Childress Racing's number 33 car. A lot of fans believed this race would look very different from Rockingham. The expectation wasn't that he would suddenly compete for a top 10. The goal was simple: make clean laps, avoid mistakes, show improvement, and most importantly, prove that he belongs at this level. But unfortunately, things started becoming difficult almost immediately. Because qualifying was washed out due to weather, Cleetus was forced to start all the way at the back of the field in 38th position. That already put him in a challenging situation before the green flag even dropped. Still, the opening stage actually gave fans a reason to be optimistic. Instead of falling backwards, Cleetus began moving forward. Little by little, he started passing cars. The number 33 Chevrolet climbed into the top 30, and for a while it looked like one of his strongest NASCAR runs yet. In fact, he worked his way up to around 29th position and was beginning to find a rhythm around Nashville Superspeedway. That's what made the next moment so painful. Late in Stage 1, Cleetus was battling to become the first car one lap down and potentially earn the free pass back onto the lead lap. It was one of the most important battles of his entire night. Everything was setting up perfectly. Then disaster struck. Entering the final corner, the car got loose underneath him. Suddenly, the rear stepped out. The number 33 snapped sideways and spun through the grass. Just like that, one of his biggest opportunities disappeared. Instead of gaining track position, he lost multiple spots and damaged the front splitter of the car. And from that point forward, the night never really recovered. The damage may not have looked major on television, but in NASCAR, even small aerodynamic issues can completely change how a car handles. As the race continued, Cleetus began reporting that the car felt worse and worse. The handling became more difficult, the confidence started disappearing, and the gap to the leaders continued growing. Still, he kept fighting. That's something even many critics have acknowledged. Despite being laps down, he continued pushing forward and trying to learn every lap possible. But then came the moment that completely changed the race. The green flag pit stop. This was a huge test because green flag pit stops at the NASCAR national level are incredibly difficult. Drivers have to enter pit road at the correct speed, hit their marks perfectly, and avoid costly mistakes. Unfortunately, Cleetus experienced exactly how unforgiving NASCAR can be. During the pit stop, he came off the jack too early and accidentally dragged the jack out of the pit box. The crew immediately reacted and recovered it, but the damage was already done. NASCAR issued a penalty, and that's when everything started snowballing. While attempting to serve the penalty, another mistake happened. Entering pit road, Cleetus lost control and spun again. The spin created yet another issue because it resulted in a commitment line violation. That meant another penalty. Back-to-back mistakes, back-to-back penalties. And suddenly what had already been a difficult night became a complete nightmare. Fans watching could almost feel the frustration building inside the car. Every time it looked like he was finding momentum, something else went wrong. By the closing stages of the race, the focus had shifted away from finishing position and toward simply surviving the night. Eventually, Cleetus crossed the finish line in 35th place, 6 laps behind the leaders. Meanwhile, the race itself was won by Justin Allgaier after a late battle at Nashville, while several established NASCAR drivers fought for the victory up front. But honestly, most people weren't talking about the winner afterward. They were talking about Cleetus. And what made the post-race reaction so interesting was that Cleetus didn't make excuses. Over the radio, he openly admitted the mistakes were on him. He apologized to the team. He acknowledged the spins. He admitted he made more errors than he wanted. That level of accountability actually earned respect from many NASCAR fans online. Because whether people support him or criticize him, one thing is becoming clear. He understands that this process is far more difficult than many outsiders expected. Stock car racing at this level isn't something you master overnight. And that's exactly why this race has sparked such a huge debate. Some fans believe these mistakes prove NASCAR was right to be cautious about approving him for bigger events earlier this season. Others argue that nights like Nashville are exactly why he needs more races. Because experience only comes from making laps, making mistakes, and learning from them. And honestly, there is evidence supporting both sides. The mistakes were real. The penalties were costly. The spins hurt his race. But there were also moments where genuine improvement was visible. He advanced through the field early. He showed better racecraft than previous starts. And despite everything going wrong, he never quit. That may end up being the biggest takeaway from Nashville. Because after the race, Cleetus made it clear that he isn't backing down. He said he's going to keep learning, keep improving, and keep chasing this NASCAR dream. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. reportedly stopped by after the race and offered words of encouragement, which says a lot about how people inside the garage view his effort. Now all eyes turn toward his next challenge. And after what happened at Nashville, the pressure will be even higher. Fans want answers. Critics want proof. Supporters want redemption. The next race suddenly feels much bigger than it did a few days ago. Because if Cleetus can bounce back, Nashville becomes a learning experience. But if these mistakes continue, questions about his NASCAR future are only going to get louder. And that is exactly why everyone inside the racing world is watching what happens next. Because after a night filled with spins, penalties, and costly mistakes, Cleetus McFarland's NASCAR journey just reached its biggest turning point yet.